Conversations with Stanley. An excerpt. Frederick, the part-time dentist. I was Stanley's dentist for one improbable visit. This is in 1968, shortly after his regular practitioner mishandled a root canal. Stanley needed a cavity drilled fast before returning to the set of 2001 A Space Odyssey. I started off with the routine cleaning. Lots of plaque, yellowing bicuspids, some minor bleeding of the gums. I recommended a periodontist. He disliked this advice, but I pressed him and also offered detailed instructions on brushing his teeth in a more efficacious fashion. I've read 6 books on brushing, 12 on flossing, he said. Maybe, I parried back, but you don't seem to be pressing the brush firmly enough against the gums. I'm busy perfecting a new front screen projection technique for a film about an astronaut that transcends the space-time continuum, he snapped. Excuses. The script is being co-written by Arthur C. Clarke, the preeminent science fiction writer of our time. Your gingivitis is still horrible. Eventually, he agreed that, in spite of his impressive filmography, he needed to brush in a more calculated fashion. I proceeded to drill the cavity that had been giving him such agony. As I did so, I recited a series of chicken-cross-the-road jokes, none of which he found remotely amusing. True, he may have been preoccupied with the Dawn of Man sequence, which earlier in his visit he wouldn't shut up about. Still, he could have at least displayed some minimal appreciation. Hurt that Kubrick was not amused in the slightest, I drilled the cavity a bit more fiercely than necessary. I saw his fist clench into a ball and noticed the beads of sweat form on his quivering forehead. I had him. I was Crassus and he Spartacus up on the cross. Ha! Not so ingenious now, are we, Stanley? Spit and rinse, I commanded. He tried, missing the mark, to witness the great aesthete spitting wildly, the drool sliding down his dingy beard, turned my whole body into a sponge of delight. What gives, he asked. You've been drilling this cavity for 2 infernal hours. Patience, Stanley. Patience. You just drilled half my face off, you goddamn jackal. What an arrogant wanker. He required up to 140 takes for his actors to deliver a scene that reaches his lofty standards, but he expects perfection from his dental practitioner right out of the gate? The hypocrisy! I put the tubes back in his mouth and continued as before. I wasn't drilling near his cavity, just burrowing a hole in the side of his tooth for the sadistic pleasure it engendered. As I drilled, I moved on to a series of Borscht Belt jokes revolving around a fly in a man's soup. He squirmed and twisted, writhing even, the joke seemingly as excruciating as the obscene drilling. After about the 400 stellar punchline, he screamed with a deafening intensity and knocked all my instruments to the ground. He then cursed me and every last one of my descendants and left without paying. Do I feel guilty about torturing such a visionary artist? Not at all. The egocentric miscreant deserved it.